Hey there, it's Brian Sebastian, Movie Reviews and More, Women on TV.tv, iTube 247 out of Tennessee. And so today's show, number 2 out of 3 shows today. Sherry, I'm going to have you introduce our friend. So I'm Brian Sebastian, Movie Reviews and More, and we have Sherry Nelson out of Canada and her newfound friend. Let's talk about that. Who is she, Sherry?
Hi, I'm Sherry, and I'm very pleased to introduce my fellow Canadian Joanna. She's the founder of the blog trendingme.ca, where she, in my opinion, she's very enlightened, so far ahead of her time. She has a way of providing comfort through the miracle of her words and her writing. She's inspiring. Anyone that knows of a young girl or a young boy that might be struggling to fit in, trendingme.ca is the place to go, and I am honored to introduce Joanna.
Hi, so lovely to be here, guys.
Hi, Joanna.
Awesome.
And then down below, we have Jessica Heim from Tennessee.
Hi,
Jessica.
Jessica.
Hey, Joanna, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Joanna, can you tell us a little bit about Trending Me and why you embarked on creating such a forum?
Well, it all started once upon a last November 2019, when I was in Starbucks, and I was at a place in my life where I felt like I really needed to find a creative outlet for my writing and my thoughts. So I started writing a one-woman show. It wasn't necessarily gonna be a blog. I didn't even know it was my idea of having it as a blog wasn't in fruition yet, but I started it as a one-woman show, and it was basically about the media and how women are depicted in the media, and how I got so lost in that as a child. Because if you guys read my about page, it all started from my hair, because I always had this thing with my hair where I've always wanted it straightened and flat and just tamed, only because growing up, when I wasn't allowed, we're part of a Greek family. I was not really allowed to go outside or play with people. I was very much alone, and I had to find solace in myself and in things that I was watching when it comes to TV, movies, music, and just seeing all these women in the media. And I just felt like my hair was not, I honestly just, it was in the early 2000s, so the pin straight hair was the fashion. And for some reason, that was always a big insecurity of mine when I went to school, because I wasn't your typical cutesy girl. I had very big frizzy hair, glasses. I had more hair on my eyebrows than I did on my head. Like, it was not a fun time, and I felt like the ugly duckling for such a long time. Fast forward to being in grade 9, being 15 years old, and a boy in my geography class commented on my hair, saying, "Your hair looks so big." And even my family members would say it looked like a mop. And just, I know it sounds really funny because I laugh at it right now, but it really did affect me. And I remember that day because I went home and my mind was made up. I'm like, I'm gonna chop off my hair, which I did. And I chopped off my hair, and it was straight. It was like a straight bob to my chin. So when it was curly, it was like up to here. So there was like no way I was gonna go to school with like this afro hair, because I felt like so insecure about it. And I felt like if my hair didn't look like the same as this person next to me, I just wasn't enough. And it was more than my hair. Like, this is more than my hair. This was my self-image and how I looked at myself. And it was a big issue, a huge issue, until I went to post-secondary school, and I met all types of people. And I was like, you know what? That's whatever. I'm just going to start wearing my hair the way it is. And I started loving myself again through my hair, and my perspectives have changed a lot. So the reason why I made Trending Me is because right now, at this day and age, we're all on our phones. And we're all looking at the aesthetic of this materialistic world of seeing a certain look or to be a certain way, when realistically, you know, I'm different, you're different, like everybody's different here. Everybody has come from different backgrounds, different experiences. You should always be trending in your life. So who cares if you want to go to the grocery store with your pajamas on? Who cares if you want to wear designer clothing all the time? It doesn't matter. You shouldn't judge other people based on what they feel comfortable with, because it's how you think about yourself and thriving on being misunderstood. And that is trending me. And
That
I'm
is so
just,
deep when you say you should be trending yourself. And I know that when you and I had spoken earlier, and I didn't realize this, that oftentimes women in the media, you learn from them how to behave socially, how to look.
mhm.
And you had used the reference of course, Jennifer Aniston, who is also Greek. So why wouldn't you follow that lady? And she's beautiful, but in Friends, she had the straight hair. So gee, I can empathize with you wondering why. So I didn't realize how impactful women in entertainment, the media are for, guiding our path of how to behave and look.
Yeah, it's so true because um, especially, it's not even just the way you look, it's the way what they play too in the media. You know, they're right now it's a bit it's getting better for sure. We're still not exactly there yet with the representation on all kinds of women, but it's much better than how it was, because before it definitely was a woman that was just, what are we well, what's gonna happen now, like a very dim-witted woman falling for a man, letting the man come save her. Also getting like makeovers were such a big thing in the movies, like just getting a makeover and all of a sudden she's cool and all of a sudden she's better, right? She got a makeover, she didn't look good before, so she has to look a certain way, look like everyone else, so she can feel good about herself, like. And that was a big trending thing, and I loved that. I still love those movies, to be honest with you, but I noticed that that's not something that it's a really toxic message to send out to, especially like young girls and women that are in their teenager, like in their teen years, where they just they're trying to find what they want to be and who they are. And when you see all these influences and it's all based on what your exterior is, it's really toxic, very toxic.
Hey, Joanna, first of all, I just want to say your hair, I mean, we know this already, but it's beautiful. And it's so funny that, when you were younger, you were like, I want the straight hair. I was the one that wanted the curly hair. Mine was, it's clear, it's very straight. It's always been this way. The joke is if I try to even put any curl in it at all, it's gone within like 2 minutes. I can't, my hair won't hold curl. And so when I was younger, I was the kid with the curly hair, but it was the body perm. And so then I went from straight to just like boof. And then I had glasses and I had braces.
Yeah.
And that made me self-conscious as well. So then I thought, okay, well, I can't have the straight hair because that's boring, but I'm obviously not rocking this curly hair very well either. So I had, and it was about that time, it was middle school age for me. It is very impressionable, and you don't forget those things. You're talking about your eyebrows. I will never forget to this day. I was waiting to get picked up after school. I was in high school, and there was a guy that we were just friends, acquaintances. And I remember him telling me, he's like, you have a hairy nose. I guess apparently I had hair that, or maybe I put my head up and he could see into my nose. And I thought, what in the world? I've never even considered the fact that people can see hair in my nose. And so now it's been a thing. Like I'm always very, do I have hair coming out of my nose? Am I that, the grandpa old man? I don't have hair in my ears, but like the grandpa hair in the ear and hair in the nose and hair in the eyebrows. So I can definitely identify with you, but I'm the one that wishes that I had hair like you, that I could actually have a little bit more body than what I've got. But I also agree with you about images, and it has changed, and the perception of women has changed. But at the same time, being in 2020, now it's almost um, uh, women are so strong, and we can take care of ourselves, but it's almost to the point of like perfection. And when it comes to the outside appearance, when I've worked with castmates on cruise ships who are half my age, and they're already considering Botox
Yeah,
at 18, and they're already trying to correct things and getting new boobs, and that's fine. You can do what you want to do, but you gotta grow up and let your body become something. Before you're still growing when you're 18, for crying out loud. Like, and I'm afraid that at this point, it's almost at that age, they're like, oh, I have to be perfect now, and I need to fix all this. And that's more of my concern. Do you address any of those issues in what you talk about now during your Trending Me stuff
yeah.
at this moment?
I'm focusing on I'm writing quite a bit of things with the media, because that's a thing. That's what is your intent? Why do you want those lip injections? If it's for honestly for you to feel beautiful, that's amazing, and you should totally do that. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing whatsoever, but if it's those young girls saying that they want already stuff done to them, they're honestly probably looking at their phones and seeing very influential people in the media, and that's all they post. I'm on Instagram all the time, and that is all they post, is just let me show my Gucci bag, my cars, let me look a certain way. It's never a girl with a messy bun and track pants with like a popcorn and eating or something like that. Like, that's not really idolized as much as that. So I definitely do agree with you. And I just recently posted something about women in the media, and how it's just like an introduction, because this is going to sound very far-fetched, but it really is not. I believe that the way we are all depicted in the media is by the men who want to see how women, sorry, it's basically based on the ideals of what men want to perceive us as, which is a big thing. And I think we're still fighting it right now, and we're more aware of it, but that is the biggest influence out there. So it's yeah, I believe once you are open and you think about things like this, you start to question, why do I want to wear this? Why do I want to do this? But yeah, the women introduction in the media is basically saying it's from those shampoo commercials. Not everyone, when they have Pantene, is going to have long, luscious, wavy hair. That is not realistic at all. Come on.
Shiny and beautiful and
Shiny,
no tangles.
beautiful, bouncy.
All right, so Joanna and Jessica,
It's not.
this is what I wanted. So imagine me. I had eczema. I don't get sick. I didn't have acne, but I had eczema. So I used to break out. So my skin was always uneven here and here. So the first thing I said to you, Joanna, was, I love your hair, right? Because that's one of the first things I look at, the hair and eyes, is that I love your hair. So I was always jealous of white people who had beautiful hair. I saw the Prel commercials where you went like this and like this. I was like, I want to have hair like that. So I was jealous of all you girls. I'm like, oh, come on, I don't have hair like that. I can't go like this and my hair goes this in slow motion and stuff like that, like Jessica has or Sherry has. So I was always envious of that. So because those commercials weren't marketed to people of color. But we all wanted to be like that. So that's why you saw a lot of women of color straightening their hair with the combs. You saw Bo Derek getting, I forgot what they call them, but Black women of color have been braiding their hair like that for centuries. So it became the whole thing with the movie 10 and Bo Derek, like it was a new fad. But no, we had always been doing stuff like that. When I had a small little afro, it was like, how big can you grow it? But I always wanted straight hair, if you can imagine that. So that's my story. So how do you like that? And how do you like that, Jessica? And look at Sherry's hair. She's got the full body at that. I could never have that in my day.
It's about representation at the end of the day. That's what it is. It's about representation. And I totally agree with you. Like there's different types of hair, and it's not just this one beauty ideal is not necessarily all what beauty is. And that's a big thing. And people don't know that because it's not talked about. So yeah.
And and ultimately it all comes back to being comfortable with yourself. You have to love yourself and be comfortable with yourself and know, yes, there are limitations to what we're able to do with our bodies. Different hormones, people put on weight differently. Like as women get older, their bodies change, and we have issues that we have to deal with that men don't. It's just a thing, but we have to understand it, accept it, be okay with it, and then go, okay, how can I take care of this in a positive way, and still have just not pride, but being comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah,
that's
exactly. I also wrote about this, is that we have this thing where we compare each other all the time, and it's in the tabloids too, with the biggest stars. They're always compared with men and women. They're always compared against each other, pit against each other, either based on the most stupidest things, like maybe how they look, or like they're wearing the same dress, or they're fighting for the same role. Who's prettier? It comes down to who's prettier than the other person rather than their talent. It's just, yeah. And I think when we see that, we start to compare ourselves, and that's a big thing that I'm still doing it. So
Joanna, and for any mother out there, or sister out there, just it's brief, but if you look at Joanna's trendingme.ca in her about section, it really touched me because, as you just said, Joanna, there'll always be a prettier girl in the room. There'll always be a smarter person in the room. Looks fade, but if you start, focusing on you as a good person, start reading more, developing your brain, that won't fade. Just keep being an internalized better you every day. And, like you say, fashion trends change, but, the essence of you, as you say, Joanna, you trending, be the good foundation that you are, and try to be the unique that you are. And yeah, unfortunately, I don't think that, these poor young people are ever going to not feel like the different one in the room. I think that's probably, I guess, the part of growing up and finding your own path. But your Trending Me is very pivotal, and I think it's an essential platform that most parents, sisters, grandparents should really look at and help inspire anyone in their family that they think might be struggling.
Thank you. That's so nice to hear.
No, but your writing is amazing, and you interpret, numbers, and you interpret your dreams, and yeah, you've got a true gift that, I really hope people see it, because yeah, it's an amazing podcast that you have.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Joanna, what do you hope to?
And you are a very beautiful young girl.
What do you hope to? What do you want people to discover when they're reading what you're writing? And then you talked about things on Instagram. What always would bother me is I know a lot of the girls in the fitness side taking shots of their butt or whatever because they're showing their growth with it or whatever, but they're also doing it and say, "Hey, look at me," and that's nice to a point. But absolutely, after a while, I'm like, I go by based on energy, which is what Jessica was talking about. We were talking about earlier for our auditions. Being in that room, so you can see the real personality of that person. I'm all about personality. I don't care how beautiful you are. I've been around some of the most beautiful women in the years around me. Some of them are my co-hosts, Miss United States, Russia, Miss Brazil, Miss Puerto Rico, Miss First African American. I didn't choose them because of that. I chose them based on their energy and the personality and stuff that I saw that they didn't know what they had in them. that I saw in, which is kind of what you're talking about. That's what I liked.
Yeah, and I think the way you feel about yourself, no matter what, at the end of the day, is the it really, that's what it's about too. I just recently learned what you just said, Brian, because I honestly, 2019 for me was really hard for my self-esteem, very, very hard for me. And I didn't have, kind of was getting in this cycle of like self-pity, self-doubt, kind of comparing myself to the other person. I felt like I was really ugly, like very, very ugly. And it was like a really bad state of mind that I was in. But then I realized I got a life coach, which really helped me. And I realized that it is about how you do feel about yourself and the energies of people around you. And now, fast forward, I'm so at peace with how I feel and very, very much lighter. And the inner love is definitely growing every day and I feel amazing. But that's what it is. It's like, I feel it is about your energy, no matter what. Like if you go into a room and it's filled with just negative people, it's up to you whether or not you're going to feel negative. It's protecting your energy, but it's also seeing how others are. If you're feeling a certain type of way, that's why when they say first impressions are really important, because I feel people are very intuitive, even if they don't think they are or not realize it. Everybody's very intuitive with the other person, especially if they don't know them. So yeah, I believe energy means everything. And the way you think, if you think positively, like positive things are gonna happen to you. And I don't believe it. You could be the most beautiful person in the world. If you are not good inside, like there's nothing that will make you feel good inside. No materialistic thing that's gonna make you feel good. It just, you could be the poorest people in the world, could be the happiest people in the world because they're okay with themselves. The richest people in the world can be the most unhappy in the world because they still think they need to fulfill something, but it's not material. It's not something that you can grab or touch. It's literally who you are. And it's really hard to do that. It's really hard to find that. But once you figure it out, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
I know that Warren Buffett, he's always said this one thing about you should always be happy that you're here, because when you think about it, you've won the lottery, because with, you know, to make a human being, there's millions you've got to race against,
Yeah.
and you made it. So first of all, you're the winner there. Second of all, as you say, Joanna, love yourself, and that will build up a sense of pride and confidence, because really you're here, and you're here hopefully to do good. And then with what Brian says, you know, for him it's probably that person that enters a room that is a bright light or confident. That, I think, generally is what attracts perhaps men, or what attracts women to men, is that level of confidence, which, Joanna, you say, and Jessica, stems from I like myself. And that's half the battle, is liking your own company.
Yeah. It's inner self is the most important. It's I can't even explain it. It's so beautiful to feel like you do love yourself, but it's a lot of work. It doesn't happen overnight, especially if you are in a bad place. Just saying, it does not happen overnight. But that's also what Trending Me is about growth. It's okay to grow and leave things behind. And I also believe part of our inner battle is that we hold on to things that are in the past, which is a big thing, and try to hold on to aspects of ourselves that we may not even remotely connect with anymore. And it's like, whether it's deciding whether or not to let that go or let that rule your life. And I believe that that's a big thing, is growth. And I believe that's where my strength comes from, is like, oh, I'm growing, it's fine. I feel this way because I'm growing, it's okay.
Well, and
Yeah.
you're your podcast, you don't go on and on. It's a quick read, but you've got so much wealth of knowledge in what you say. And what you were just saying, there's some women, I need a man. No, you don't. It'd be nice if you want to have that man in your life, but you don't need that man. So, like Joanna, your writing is amazing because no, it's a bonus that you have a partner that you enjoy, but really you've got to love this gift that you've been given, and your writing really explains that. And Brian, she goes into dream analysis, she goes into the power of numbers, and they're quick reads, but my goodness, you only say so many words and they just resonate.
Thank you so much. It's something haven't really tapped into until this year. It's a new thing for me, very new thing for me. Yeah.
Well, Joanna, we're in the age of Aquarius, so all of those are really, really important. So it's the right timing for you, and you know that. The other thing is, I would say, at that point, nothing really tops Greek heritage. The things that the Greeks discovered, I'm always constantly looking at the universe, whether it's on Netflix or stuff that I know, just studying all that stuff. Nothing can beat your hair.
Yeah.
The first thing I saw from it was your hair. Beautiful hair. Who cares what these people were saying in the past? It doesn't matter. Who cares? I don't care if Jessica, Miss Buttercup out of Tennessee, or she's Putt Putt, as I'm going to call her now. I don't care. I like her because she's my friend, But it's one of you literally have 8 seconds when you walk into a room now. That's all you got. That's like you barely can pick up your phone in 8 seconds because these people are like fumbling to pick up the phone. That's all you got. So you're going by based on energy. Yeah. Do I like this person? Do I want to do business with this person? Is the relationship possible with this person? That's a lot to see in 8 seconds, but that's what you have to do. I've always said, I'll know within 11 seconds if I want to help you or not. That's how I look at it. You have no idea what I have, but I know what I can do with you right away because it's not about me. It's about what I want to do with you. And I've always been like that. So people didn't get me for years. There's people who still don't get me. I don't care. I got the numbers. I get my own sponsors. I get to help my friends. I get to help the janitor or someone who's homeless. That's what I care about. And I believe in world peace. That's me. And I'm okay that I don't have Sherry's hair and Jessica's, hair, and I can't. Yes, I'm okay with that now.
It's all about being okay with that, though. That's the thing. And like what you said, the universe, once you learn how to fit into it and to move with it and to shift with it, it is a beautiful thing. I also have this piece on Trending Me called Hunger for More, Let Go, which is basically, I used 2 analogies that says you are who you hang out with and you are what you eat are 2 very similar things to say, because we are here in our life and we are mastering our own flavors, okay? When we have a dish of wonderful foods that complement each other and go very well together, just like having friends, people in your life that really compliment you and ignite you to go further. It's okay in your life to move on to new flavors and to grow and to just let go of things that you may not even know that are, well, for example, I had a couple friends that weren't necessarily goal oriented, and I definitely had a problem with that because I was here and I started feeling the same way, and I got into this little slope of nothingness because I was surrounded by people who were not doing anything. So it was very hard for me to kind of realize that and to be like, no, I need to clear my slate and I need to move on, which is essentially, as you grow, you like new things, you master your flavor, you master you as a food, as a flavor, and you have different types of foods that do complement you. You know, let go of that meal that may ignite you, that may have filled you up and you may have been so excited, that comfort meal, and go for something completely exotic, and that may be your new thing, you know? And I think that's a big thing, is to have a hunger for your life and to surround yourself with people who want you to be better and do better, and bring confidence in you. And that's about energy. It's all about energy and how you can receive it and how you can use it from other people around you. I think that's very important as well. Yeah.
Hey, we got about 2 minutes. Give your social media links.
Social media links. I have an Instagram called trendingme.ca, and I have a Facebook page called trendingme.ca as well. And also trendingme.ca, the website, please visit it. It's a very amazing website. Please look, and I will be promoting much more about it. And thank you very much for having me.
And Jessica and Sherry, give yours, please.
All right, Jessica Heim, first and last name, Heim on Facebook, and also on Instagram, Jessica Heim 7.
Sherry Nelson on Facebook, SHERRY. And my Instagram and Twitter is XOXO, Sherry XO. And Joanna, again, thank you for coming. And I met your brother previously, and if it wasn't for him, you know, talking about you, and he's so proud of you. And I'm really glad that I was able to connect with you, because you really do make a positive impact. And I know you're going places, and so many people are going to be helped because of your words and your language and your thoughts.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys having me here. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So with that, I'm Brian Sebastian. This is Movie Reviews and More, Women on TV.tv and iTube 247, and we will see you next week.